Welcome back to What the Football?
What the football?
What the Football?
And there it is.
I'm your host, Caleb Rigler, along with.
Your co-host, Tadhg Morosky.
And we are back for another Saturday episode. Thank God it's not 8 o'clock. It's 10 o'clock
the heavens.
Eastern Standard Time. We're both awake. We're both ready and excited to talk about some football today. We got a really fun episode. Tadhg has found a list on an internet or on an internet on a website.
One internet. I have.
It's on one singular internet about it's the most likely player to have their jersey retired next for each NFL team. We both thought this would Tadhg found it. I both thought it'd be really fun just to go through this. I have not seen the list yet. I don't think
I haven't either.
The list yet. Okay, yeah.
I've seen the first team.
Yeah, he's only seen the first team. So pretty much this is all new to us. We'll be reacting, pretty much telling you if that's right or not, and then talk about that guy and his legacy. I think without further ado, let's get right into it. I'm guessing it's alphabetical order, or is it by?
It is. It's alphabetical order.
All right.
Kick it off. Team number one. Mm-hmm. The Arizona Cardinals. How about we'll do it like this? I'll throw you a lob. You guess who you think it's gonna be.
Okay. Arizona Cardinals. It's got to be Fitz. There's nobody.
That's one of the easiest ones there. It's Larry Fitzgerald. So let's see what it says. Anything? We have no disagreements here. It just says, yeah, it's giving all his accolades. We all know it though. Like we talked about it. You and Jake talked about it a little bit when you guys were talking about your best receivers of all time. Mm-hmm. And the fact that he was mentioned during that just kind of goes to show you, yeah, he's the guy. There's no one else that's really old enough. This is not to make the Hall of Fame. This is to have their jersey retired. Yeah, no one else has been on the team long enough to have their jersey retired, I feel like.
I don't think so. There's definitely no one more deserving.
No.
Or that's played like long enough with the Cardinals organization.
Exactly. I was like, JJ Watt now, but not going to get his jersey retired. He's definitely going to the Hall of Fame, but he's not getting his jersey retired.
No, he might by the Texans, but not by the Cardinals.
Yeah.
Larry Fitzgerald, he's greatness embodied, literally.
Exactly.
He's one of the nicest dudes outside outside the field and on the field. He does constant work in the community. And he's top 5 for receptions, top 5 for receiving yards. I don't know about touchdowns all time, but I'm sure he's up there. Let me just check real quick. But dude is literally.
He's the Frank Gore of receivers.
That's facts.
Essentially.
He is. You can't say a bad thing about Larry Fitzgerald at all. And if you do, you'll blow up immediately. That's how nice of a guy Larry Fitzgerald is. God will literally smite you if you say anything bad about him.
Oh, wow. Okay, next up, I don't really know why this is the case, but the Atlanta Falcons have a NA. They don't have a roster anymore. I don't know if you knew that. No, it just says in their 54 years of existence, they have not retired a jersey yet.
So they're one of the teams. I think there's a couple teams that do it. I don't think the Cowboys do it. I don't think the Raiders do it.
Well, the Cowboys have that rule where whoever's the best receiver wears 88.
Yeah, which Michael.
Shout out Michael Irvin.
CD Lamb.
Yeah. Okay, CD. No pressure at all.
Yeah. Des Bryant wore it for a few seasons. But if the Falcons did retire a jersey, it's Julio or Matt Ryan.
Yeah.
Julio is such a physical freak, and he still holds the record for most receiving yards per game by a receiver all time.
I might go Julio on that one.
Yeah. And then
Matt Ryan.
You also have Matt Ryan. If they did retire jerseys, I think Julio would be first. I also think they would retire Matt Ryan.
I do too. Yeah.
Just because he's been there his entire career.
Won an MVP.
Yeah. He was the fastest player to get to 30,000 yards in NFL history.
Something like that.
He hit one of those yards milestones, the fastest in NFL history.
Yeah.
Mahomes will break it, but
Almost assuredly.
Yeah. But I'd have to go Julio if they were to retire jerseys.
Yeah. All right. Next up, Baltimore Ravens. The Ravens have yet to retire any numbers.
Shock. This is shocking here.
So I guess we can go back a little bit because this list has Ray Lewis.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, he's their best player
All time. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say, I mean, Ray
then you
Lewis
got Ed Reed.
Yeah.
Jonathan Ogden. Shout out.
Shout out. We had his brother on the podcast. Shout out Marcus Ogden.
Very big shout out there.
But I mean, I think you have to give it to one of those three guys. Terrell Suggs is another name that came to my mind, who was so good for a long period of time for the Ravens. But I mean, obviously not to the degree that Ray Lewis, Ed Reed, or Jonathan Ogden were.
I mean, Ray Lewis was a killer on the field.
On the field, strictly.
Yeah, only on the field.
For legal reasons. For legal reasons, that is all we can say. But yeah, I mean, I'd probably give it to Ray.
I feel like I'd give it to Ray too. All right, Buffalo Bills. They have Andre Reed here.
Wow, I'm actually surprised his jersey is not already retired.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd put him. I would definitely keep him in the top. I'm guessing they have Jim Kelly's number retired.
They do. They have Bruce Smith.
Yep.
They have Thurman Thomas.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's just obvious. Like the problem is with going that far back. Like, yes, obviously it's Andre Reed. I thought this was going to be more of like if they're currently playing, who's the most likely to next.
Yeah. I mean, if they did have it, if that was the criteria,
Josh Allen,
who would it be?
I mean, maybe Trey White.
That's what I'm thinking. You can even go as far back as just like one or as recent as 1 year ago when Kyle Williams retired. Kyle Williams played. Yeah. I mean, he wasn't. I don't think he was good enough. I mean, we know he wasn't good enough to probably warrant a jersey retirement.
No,
but I mean, dude spent most of his career with Buffalo and was such a cornerstone on their defense.
I mean, maybe EJ Manuel. Dude, I honestly, until I just said his name, forgot that he was actually a person that was
Rod Taylor. Genuinely.
Okay, well,
he was the quarterback to clinch the first Buffalo Bills playoff appearance in the 21st century. So Anthony Lynn was the offensive coordinator, so I think we have to give him a shout out.
I'm not gonna lie,
I don't know ever to step on a football field. But I mean, Andre Reed, such a cornerstone of their offense in the early 90s.
When they went to a lot of Super Bowls and didn't win many.
Pretty much. And then they had the comeback against the Oilers where they were down like 34-3. Came back and won it. But yeah, I mean, Andre Reed's a good shout there.
Well, here we go. The one we've all been waiting for. You know, the Carolina Panthers.
Luke Kuechly. I mean, that's
Steve Smith. Are you nuts?
Sure. Oh, yeah. His jersey has not been retired. Okay. There you go.
Steve Smith is easily the answer here.
Yeah.
Next up would be Luke Kuechly and Cam Newton. This says both Luke Kuechly and Cam Newton would make sense one day. But when the Panthers decide to retire the second number after Sam Mills, it should be Steve Smith being the choice. He's 8th in NFL history in yards. And here's what's nutter butters about him being 8th in history in yards is his quarterback play, who he had been. Like, if you look at all those other guys in the top 10, they've all had stud quarterbacks. Steve's best one was Jake Delhomme and Cam in his rookie year, and then he was gone. Like, it's just like so.
You're disrespecting Jimmy Clausen like that?
I don't even want. I honestly don't want you to say his name again on this podcast.
Kid with the golden arm. Come on, dude.
That's how you know you're bad, if you're drafted high in 1 year and then the very next year they draft a quarterback with the first pick in the draft.
Yeah.
Josh Rosen.
I was just about to say Josh Rosen and Kyler Murray.
Yeah. So yeah. And I don't know. I mean, it's easily Steve Smith for this answer, but one day Luke will get it, and so will Cam as the only MVP in Panthers history. Like, you have to give it to him.
Also, if we're talking about was Steve Smith in his quarterback play, he went to a different team. That was the Ravens. They had Joe Flacco as their quarterback. So it's not like he escaped anything. He just went to another.
But then he just had one of the best seasons of his late career. Like that was freaking awesome. I was so happy when he came back and had 150 yards and 2 touchdowns on our heads. But yeah, I mean, did you see the other day that Steve Smith, when referring to the Panthers, said "we"?
That's hype.
Yeah, it was like every Panthers Twitter account that I follow was like, "Dude, Steve Smith still loves us," and I was like, "He shouldn't. He shouldn't because of Dave Gettlegood." Okay, but moving on. Chicago Bears.
I don't know who has been retired for the Bears.
I mean, you won't guess this guy. I'll tell you that
hoping
much.
I'm hoping Walter Payton, Gale Sayers, guys like that have
Dick
been.
Butkus,
Yeah.
Mike Ditka.
Even I was about to use even Mike Ditka, I'm sure.
Dude, I'm gonna have to go ahead.
Tough.
It's Mike Singletary.
Okay. I mean, sure.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, in the modern NFL, probably Brian Urlacher.
That's what I was thinking.
Not Jay Cutler.
Never Jay Cutler.
Who was that other guy that was like also a He was like a Broncos quarterback. I think he played for the Browns too. Kyle Orton.
Kyle Orton, yeah, he played for the Cowboys too.
I forgot that like, dude, he was number 8 or something.
Yeah.
What a guy.
I'm thinking of like those like late 2000s quarterbacks and just like how many, like Rex Grossman.
The fact I always hated his name.
He went to a Super Bowl with the Bears. He was a Bears quarterback.
He was a Bears quarterback in 2006?
Yeah. When they played against the Colts.
Yeah, that was a hype Super Bowl.
Devin Hester off the opening kickoff, and then they just lost.
And then they really, really quickly lost.
But I mean, yeah, I mean, if Mike Singletary's number hasn't been retired yet, it's probably not going to be.
Yeah, that's bad.
So let's just be real here.
That's
I'm sure. What do you wear? 50?
He wore 50, but dude, he's a 2-time Defensive Player of the Year.
I mean, yeah. I mean, he should.
Oh, like, this is a quote from them. They were hesitant to give out Singletary's number for decades. If they move off their quote, "We're taking a jersey retiring break," in quote stance, the 2-time Defensive Player of the Year is first in line. So why? That's just so under. Why would you not retire a jersey? Because player's bigger than the team.
Some people, I mean, like the Falcons, although they don't have a historic franchise, they were kind of balls for like the first 20 years of their existence.
Then
they were good for like a 3-year span of the 90s, and then they've not been
Deion.
Good. Yeah,
they should retire Deion's number.
Every team that Deion played on should retire.
Honestly, yeah, that's true. Michael Vick was an icon for the Falcons.
Yeah, he was so good until he had to.
They should just retire his Madden 2004 player card.
They should. Genuinely should.
That was literally the greatest player of all time.
No quarterback can ever wear 7 again in Madden.
Okay, we have the Cincinnati Bengals up next. This one is pretty easy if you think about it. It's their best player in their history.
Their best player in their history?
Yeah.
Boomer Esiason?
I mean, of course, no. Of course, like arguably in a way, but like he is positional value.
Positional value. Is it like a modern guy? Because the Bengals have kind of blown.
Anthony Munoz.
Oh, sure.
One of the best O-linemen ever.
Yeah, probably the best offensive lineman to ever grace a football field.
Yeah, I mean, he's unreal. He's a 9-time first team All-Pro. So like that's not a real thing.
That's literally like 9-time that means he was the best at his position 9 years in the NFL.
So they do actually have a retired jersey.
Who?
Number 54, Bob Johnson, who genuinely might be a fake person with that name. They might have made that up.
That's literally like if you're trying to make like a spam email account, you just sign up with the name Bob Johnson.
Bob Johnson at go1.com. The franchise center. So
I'm looking up Bob Johnson right now.
I promise he won't come up.
Well, his picture's in black and white, so if that tells you anything.
But it did come up.
He's 75 right now, still alive. Second overall pick in the 1968 draft.
Oh, wow. They picked a center second overall. Dang.
That's bold. He played college football at Tennessee. He was given the SEC Best Blocker Award and named the SEC's most outstanding lineman. He finished 6th in Heisman Trophy voting as a center. So he was actually the first player chosen by the Bengals in their initial season. This is the first Bengals pick.
Really?
Yeah.
That's fun.
That's pretty cool. He was a last original Bengal to retire after the 1978 season. His uniform number 54 was retired by their team and remains the only number the team has retired.
Dang.
Oh, Oh, wait. I mean, this is not, I thought that was a bigger span of time. So he retired after 78, but he came out of retirement in 79 when the Bengal center suffered a knee injury. And they asked him to be the long snapper on punts, field goals, and extra points.
So he came out of retirement just to be the long snapper. I got to respect my man.
Yeah, he's just trying to secure a bag, even though they probably get paid like $4 for being a long snapper back in the late 70s.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, there it is. Anthony Munoz. Next up, we have the Cleveland Browns.
Nobody in team history.
Well, no, this one is just definitely Joe Thomas.
Oh, yeah, sure.
He was the best. Thomas, however, was arguably the best left tackle in football for many years.
Yeah.
His ludicrous Ironman streak of 10,363 consecutive snaps.
That's ridiculous. If you didn't bring it up, I was going to.
That's
absurd. Dude literally played. I mean, we always say it on this podcast. The best ability is availability. And that couldn't be more true with Joe Thomas.
We're gonna put that on a shirt.
We have to.
Yeah, and his refusal to be traded out of Cleveland should warrant consideration.
Correct. Yeah.
I mean, that's like the thing is like this is jersey retirements. That's about loyalty is a big part of that. And the Browns, if anybody had an excuse to leave a franchise,
it's Joe Thomas.
Joe Thomas leaving the Browns, but he wanted to stick it out with them. And I gotta respect that from my boy.
Which sucks because he retired just before they got good.
Yeah. And now they're literally going to be the best team in the NFL in about a year with Baker Mayfield at the helm. So that's pretty good. Next up, Dallas Cowboys, NA.
Yeah.
It's out of modern. I mean,
who's the best Cowboy of all time? Emmitt Smith. I think his jersey goes first.
Yeah, and Troy Aikman just.
I think you have all three triplets get their jersey retired at the same time.
Yeah, and then Dion.
Yeah.
A
lot of good Cowboys players.
Yeah, Tony Romo wasn't even that good, but like,
here's the thing though, he was underrated for people.
He was
how badly people saw him as.
He definitely was. I don't know if I would give him.
I don't think I would retire his jersey. Yeah,
because he's not your team's best quarterback in history, and he didn't do anything significant enough to
So go 8-8 for like 1,800 years in a row.
He's the ultimate. He was the OG Kirk Cousins.
He was.
Okay.
He was if Jeff Fisher was a player.
Denver Broncos. This is a pretty good one.
I'll give you a hint.
More modern player,
but I don't think TD's jersey's retired. So I mean, just going off of me guessing that, I'm gonna say Terrell Davis if it hasn't been retired yet.
Let me see.
I'm guessing Elway's has.
Okay, but late owner Pat Bowlen set a bar high for jersey retirement. Only 3 Broncos have ever had their numbers retired. Floyd Little.
Nope, not a team or not a person.
Frank Tripica.
Okay.
And John Elway, of course.
You said, what was the first name you said? Frank Little?
Floyd Little.
Lloyd Little. Who was Frank?
Floyd Little.
Oh, Floyd. Oh my gosh, what is happening? This dude's, I can't even hear his name correctly. I'm gonna feel really bad if he passed away. Oh, January this year. Okay.
Oh wow.
He died in Vegas though, so hey. He went
out on a high note.
Oh, absolutely. Oh wow. So in May 2020, his former Syracuse teammate announced that Little had been fighting cancer for the last couple of years, and then died on New Year's Day.
Wow, Caleb, real nice of you, man.
Sorry. He was a running back. No, he was a running back. Yeah,
he played every position.
He was a 5-time Pro Bowler, first team All Pro once, second team All Pro twice.
Ooh.
Yeah, sure.
If the what?
I was just like his statistics. I think it's just because of who he was early on.
He
Like
probably
he
was
only
just
has
an icon for them.
6,000 rushing yards, only a 3.9 average, 43 touchdowns.
When did he play?
1967 to 1975.
Yeah, dude, it's so hard to even know what's happening in those years.
Yeah.
So if the Broncos stick to this criteria, the likes of Shannon Sharp, Terrell Davis, and Champ Bailey may not see their numbers removed from the distribution mix.
As a diehard Charger fan, and not liking the Broncos, although I will say this, the Broncos are my least hated team, I guess, in that division, for what it's worth.
They're my most hated team.
Hold on. Breaking news in the NFL world. Gardner Minshew just got traded to the Philadelphia Eagles for a conditional 6th. Breaking news.
No, I have Jalen Hurts in 2 of my leagues. He's not starting over Jalen Hurts. There's no way, right?
I very highly doubt it.
Well, I guess that assures who's QB1 in Jacksonville.
All right.
That was also so.
When we get to the Detroit Lions, I have a good little anecdote here from none other than Raymond Davis.
I just saw that Ray texted us.
Yep.
Dude, that's so. Oh my. I also thought it was so under that the Jags were like, we're not decided on who's our starting quarterback yet. We're all like,
I wonder, the greatest prospect since Andrew Luck, or this guy that has a mustache?
those are the 2 people. Okay, so this says, do you have a guess as to who? You said TD.
I said TD.
It's Von Miller is their prediction.
Sure.
If Von Miller signs another extension and surpasses Bailey as the surefire greatest defender in team history, the NFL 2010 sack leader could have a case, which I could see. Yeah, I mean, definitely he deserves to have his jersey retired, but then again, so do the other 3, in my opinion.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
So we'll see how under they are. Well, Detroit Lions.
All right, so this is a.
I saw this on Ray's Facebook post.
Really?
Like he posted it on Facebook. I'm pretty sure.
I never check Facebook, so I'm seeing this for the first time. I just just read through it a little bit. So here you go. A little bit sad news here.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
So take this. Don't take this lightly. The Detroit News. A 15-year-old boy was at the center of a Wayne County courtroom drama yesterday when he challenged a court ruling over who should have custody of him. The boy has a history of being beaten by his parents, and the judge initially awarded custody to his aunt, in keeping with child custody law and regulation requiring that family unity be maintained to the highest degree possible. The boy surprised the court when he proclaimed that his aunt beat him more than his parents, and he adamantly refused to live with her. When the judge then suggested that he live with his grandparents, the boy cried and said that they also beat him. After considering the remainder of the immediate family and learning that domestic violence was apparently a way of life among them, the judge took the unprecedented step of allowing the boy to propose who should have custody of him. After 2 recesses to check legal references and confer with child welfare officials, the judge granted temporary custody to the Detroit Lions, whom the boy firmly believes are not capable of beating anyone. So from the mouths of babes, that's from a Detroit Lions diehard as well.
Yeah, heartbreaking
news.
Heartbreaking news.
Good little joke about how the Lions have sucked for so long. But Detroit Lions here. I'm guessing Barry already has.
Doesn't say. I'm assuming it does.
I'm gonna go Megatron.
It's Megatron.
Okay, yeah.
Looks like 5 decades ago was the last time people were retired.
That's also the last time they won a playoff game. So
Night Train Lane and Yale Larry. Yale Larry is someone you always
all the way back to Night Train Lane. Oh, that's bad.
Wait. What is that? When did 50 years ago? So it's like
1960.
Wouldn't that be the 70s? I guess it's more than 5.
Oh, wait, yeah. Ago. We're in 2020.
Yeah. Yeah, we are. We're in 2021, Kev.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, the most recent one I see it here is
So
Barry Sanders.
okay, Barry is retired. Then yeah, it's Calvin. I mean, Barry Sanders is just their last good player. Like, honestly. I mean, Calvin is the next in line. Maybe Matt Stafford gets the honor for wasting his career there, but
I
like,
mean, that's not his fault though. That's
I
just
know that's what I'm saying. Like
yeah,
loyalty,
yeah.
but I
Although
don't
he
know,
is on
man.
another team right now.
Dude, he's like, I can only take this for so long.
Which fair.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, Dan Orlovsky for running out of the back of the end zone in the 2008 0-16 season. That deserves a jersey.
Oh wow. Then they got Matt Stafford.
Oh yeah. That is how they got Matt Stafford. Ray did bring up a good point. They are 5-time NFL champs.
Yeah, what 5 times before the year 1970?
1967.
Does that count? Do those championships? Those are
I mean,
what
not
some people
Super
like
Bowl
to
champions.
refer to as Mickey Mouse championships.
Yeah.
Those are the Mickey Mouse rings of the NFL.
Hey, the
Hate to
Chargers
say
have a
it.
Mickey Mouse ring. I'm proud of it.
I wouldn't be. I would. That was such a funny noise. What the
That was me doing my impression of I don't even know what I was gonna say.
Yeah, that's not Green Bay
that was a burp.
Packers.
Yeah. What'd you say?
Green Bay Packers.
Is that the next alphabetical team? Yeah, I guess so. Wow. Okay. I'm guessing Favre, Star have been.
Yeah, those are the only 2 quarterbacks that have been.
For the Packers.
Yeah.
Okay. Then
No,
Aaron
in the NFL.
Oh, okay. Aaron Rodgers, I think.
Yeah, it is. I'm trying to see if they say anything else. It looks like they don't have huge requirements. Nothing that's being said here, but it's like Rodgers is if there's a lock, Rodgers is a lock.
Definitely.
Right. Here we go. No Texans jerseys are out of circulation. All due respect to Andre Johnson. Blank is the only choice to go first.
Matt Schaub. No.
Yep.
JJ Watt. I mean,
yeah. He and Lawrence Taylor, the greatest defensive player in NFL history, are the only men to claim 3 DPOY honors.
Pretty good.
On and off the field, Watt has been an icon. One that is yet to venture to the AFC Championship game. That is so sad.
And they've never been to a Super Bowl, so they also are a newer their newest franchise in league history. They've only been next year will be their 20th season.
Yeah, but Panthers are relatively new, and we've been to 2. So step it up, Texans.
Literally the year after the Chargers went to a Super Bowl, that's when the Panthers joined the league.
Of course. And then the Panthers are like, we'll go to 2, and then while you guys go to 0.
And then why don't special teams ruin Phillip Rivers' career so he never does anything good?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Watt is just the easiest option. He's probably the only Texan that deserves to have his jersey retired. Andre Johnson was cool.
That fight with Cortland Finnegan was sick.
Yeah, that can go down in the Hall of Fame. But like other than that,
Arian Foster was good, but not for long enough.
Arian Foster was maybe good for 2 seasons.
But
here we go.
He was darn good in those seasons, though.
Yeah, he was. The Colts, it just says number 88. I'm just gonna go ahead and tell you.
Okay, Marvin Harrison then.
2 Colts who appeared on the NFL's All-Century team. Marvin Harrison and John Mackey wore the same number, presenting a dilemma for a franchise.
Ooh.
Although Mackey died in 2011.
Wow.
Retiring number 88 would be a way for the Colts to honor their Baltimore and Indianapolis years. Mackey is the greatest tight end ever. Oh, Mackey is in the greatest tight end ever conversation, while Harrison is an all-time great receiver. Both are Syracuse alums as well, which would help this admittedly weird scenario.
I don't know if he's one of the top best tight ends ever.
I mean,
I can name my top 5, and John Mackey's not in that list.
Well, but the thing with John Mackey is he probably played in an era where the tight end essentially didn't exist.
He played in the pre-Kellen Winslow tight end era.
Exactly. So like at the time, I mean, Mike Ditka had like what was considered the gold standard of tight end seasons. before that big era when he broke 1,000 yards and had double-digit touchdowns. Like that was like unheard of. And now, I mean, at this point, Gronk's probably had the greatest tight end season ever. And then Kelsey's last season probably is the second when he broke 1,500 yards, almost got the receiving title as a tight end.
Yeah.
If he played in week 17, he would have. That's just unreal.
Yeah.
I don't think the Colts should retire the jersey then if John Mackey died, out of respect, or retire it with both of their names or something like that. I don't know. That'd be kind of unprecedented. I'd say you just don't retire it at all.
I think no one wears it, but you don't retire it.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, also guys like, I'm obviously Manning's has been, I believe. Let me see here. Yeah, Manning's, Unitas, Ray Barry.
Like the icons.
You could go Reggie Wayne.
Dwight Freeney.
Is
retired.
Dwight Freeney was so much fun. Hey, shout out to our 13 listeners right now.
Hey, what's up, boy? What's up, boys and girls?
There's a lot of great Colts in history. A historic team.
Yeah.
So, you could talk about a couple of guys, there, like a Reggie Wayne or
Bob Sanders, even.
Bob Sanders was, yeah.
All right, Jacksonville Jags. I don't like this one, to be honest with you. I don't know who this guy is. I'm going to be honest.
They've only been a franchise since 1995. They joined the same year the Panthers did.
I co-host a football podcast, and I've never heard of this dude, to be honest with you. I don't want to lie.
Byron Leftwich.
No, I've heard of him.
Yeah,
this guy.
I hope you have.
Tony Boselli.
Here I go, looking who that guy is.
Okay, good. I was like, if you know who he is, this is going to be really awkward. He's an offensive lineman. So
I was going to say, he wore 71, so I can only assume. Second overall pick. He went to USC, played for the Jaguars for
he was an all-pro first team for 3 years in the same time that Orlando Pace, Jonathan Ogden, and Walter Jones were all in the NFL.
Sure.
So, like, if you got 3 years of being better than those guys, you're pretty good.
I guess so.
He only played 6 years. So half of his career, he was the best in the league.
Yeah. It doesn't look like they have any retired right now.
No. I'll tell you right now, Trevor Lawrence will be their first jersey retirement. I'm letting you know right now.
Travis Etienne may go down as the worst player all time just because he got hurt, and now I don't have a running back 2 on my fantasy team. That's the only reservation I have right there. Fantastic dude. Great football player. Hate that he got injured.
It's hard.
Only for my own selfish wants.
All right, next up. You ready for this?
Travis Kelsey.
No. Yes, he's going to the league, but no. Will Shields.
If he hasn't, then absolutely. What is
they
he,
retired
12-time All-Pro or 12-time Pro Bowler?
They've 12 straight Pro Bowls.
Straight, excuse me.
But you're right. 12 straight. They have retired 10 numbers. All but one played in the 60s.
Yeah, I see
Guess
that.
Derek
Derek Thomas is the lone one.
So you're on the list.
I'm not on the list. I'm on the jerseys that have been retired.
You're on my list.
I'm not on, what is it, like sports football and sports.com or something like that.
You're about to be on my list is all you need to know. Within the next 10 years, they may have to retire 2 tight end jerseys, Gonzalez and Kelsey.
I think, Gonzalez definitely goes before.
But Shields was a 14-year Chief who made 12 straight Pro Bowls and then started every game he played. Definitely it's going to be those 2 tight ends who are arguably the tight end. Travis Kelsey might go down, probably is going to go down as the best tight end in NFL history.
Most likely.
So then in which case they will arguably have 1 and 2. So they're both going to have to be retired.
Yeah.
But good for them. All right. The Las Vegas Raiders don't retire numbers.
No, they don't.
The Hall of Fame
franchise.
center.
What is such a dumb franchise?
Jim Otto's 00, the classic Tadhg 2K number is not on the current menu.
Greatest Raiders of all time. You have to go back because they haven't been good in so long. They've had 1 winning season since the 21st century started.
Yeah,
Um,
they've been hard to be a fan of. I'm sorry, my father. Sorry to my father.
I'm not Carl. They suck so bad, and it's so funny. The snake.
Chargers also suck. So
Well, we went 12-4 3 years ago. Okay, I like
went
that
well
year.
for you after that.
I live in that year. Okay, I
I
constantly live in 2018.
my dad just texted me. Caleb is mean to the Raiders. I'd probably say Ken Stabler is their best player.
Yeah, the
So,
snake definitely
yeah.
deserves it. Marcus Allen.
Marcus Allen. My dad said I hate him with the emoji that the guy has sticking his tongue out and has a one eye like. But yeah,
Carl,
I mean
it's all
Marcus Allen, Jim Stabler, maybe
Jim Stabler. I've never heard of him. I'm sure.
That's his brother, and he was really good. Ken Stabler. Yeah, I mean, it's just all those guys from like the 70s, 80s, and 90s.
Yeah.
Nothing post 90s though.
Nothing
even
post
in the
70s, honestly.
Yeah. My dad said Willie Galt with an exclamation point.
Sure. Yeah.
All right, LA Chargers. We're up.
Fun fact about Willie Galt. After being a great NFL player for so long, he was one of the school's commentators when they did like sports things in Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide.
Really?
Yeah, where they go, hello everybody, and then he's like, I'm whatever his name is, along with former football player Willie Galt, and he's, I don't know, that's just a fun
Apparently
name.
my dad worked with him, with Willie Gold.
He seems like a really cool dude. I mean,
I texted him, what did you do? Don't really, maybe we'll get some background information on that for all of you listeners.
we were lovers.
He took ballet.
That's kind of
inner
cool. I mean, a lot
summer
of
camp.
receivers back then did.
I mean, dude, that helps you so much
with balance and everything.
Yeah.
That's why I take it.
That's why, yeah, that's the only reason. Chargers.
There's two names that come to mind. I was lucky enough to go to one of our jersey retirements, LTs. That was a lot of fun. We lost the game 33-3 to the Chiefs.
Shock.
But it was in Qualcomm. It was in San Diego. It was really fun. It's literally seeing LT being moved to tears while the entire sellout crowd chants LT was such a cool moment. But I mean, Phillip Rivers or Antonio Gates, one of those two.
Did they announce his jersey was getting retired before? Like you went to that game because it was his jersey retired?
Correct. Yeah. We bought tickets for it because
I promise you, if Cam's number gets retired, I'm going to that game.
Oh, yeah.
Like I genuinely have to.
Oh yeah.
That's cool. So do you have a guess?
Yeah, Rivers or Gates.
Do you have a guess?
Oh, Rivers. I mean,
no.
You're taking
Gates.
Okay.
I mean, here's the thing. It's dude.
They're
Gates,
both like so good.
But
though.
Gates is gonna beat him into retirement. Like he'll beat his like.
Oh, okay.
He'll get retired first.
Sure.
Dang, this article.
But Phillip Rivers, we already said
it definitely will be Rivers. It'll be both of them.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Yeah.
This article says Gates, however, will beat Rivers to the Hall of Fame if the latter ends up making it.
Okay, here's the thing.
Some people don't think he's going to make it, though. I'll be honest with you. Like, they're not the only one to say that.
No, I realize that. But everyone who does says it is like clinically
Everyone
insane.
who does says it.
I mean, he is a Hall of Famer. When he retired, he was top 5 in yards, completions, touchdowns.
Yeah. Top 5 in MVPs. Top 5
if you have Joe Namath, I'm sorry, but if you have Joe Namath in there as the quarterback,
at that point, you got to have Eli Manning then, and you can't argue that.
Eli Manning only for his Super Bowls, not for any of his.
He's better than Joe Namath. Isn't he in top 10 in yards and touchdowns, just like Rivers is?
Oh, I thought you meant if you have Rivers in, then you have Eli in. You meant if you have Namath in, then Manning. Sure. Yeah.
But also, I mean, Eli is top 10 in yards and touchdowns. Like,
on some lists he is.
Those are facts, actually, Caleb.
Hold on. I do want to say I do think he is 10 in the top 10. I mean, sure, put Eli in the Hall of Fame.
It's okay to be sad that he's won 2 Super Bowls.
So upsetting.
And
He's
two Super
8th
Bowl
all time in
MVPs.
yards.
Mm-hmm.
9th all time in touchdowns. So hey, good.
All I know is he's got top 10 in both and
8th
two
in completion.
MVPs in the Super Bowl. So he's top 10 in all three as well.
Sure.
But also has 2 Super Bowl rings and 2 Super Bowl MVPs. He's definitely a Hall of Famer. If you think Phillip is, you know that Eli is. You just don't want to admit it. There it is. All right. Next up.
Just because Phillip Rivers is, though.
Just because Phillip Rivers is what?
In the Hall of Fame. If Phillip doesn't make it, Eli doesn't deserve to.
No, Eli deserves it more than Phillip.
Hall of Fame is about an individual accolade, not a Allie. I'm not sad, okay?
Individual accolade, as in the Super Bowl MVP that he has, the 2 of them that he has.
You know as much as I do that Super Bowl MVP almost always goes to the quarterback of the winning team.
I mean, dude, Julian Edelman won it
that's right.
over Brady.
So
I mean,
gross.
like, it's not just guaranteed that you win it.
I mean, it's not guaranteed, but it happens.
Dude, he led 2 of the greatest comeback drives in NFL history.
And those are the only 2 good drives of his career.
It's okay
that's
to try and tear him down, but he deserves it more than Phil. I'm just
he's lucky, is what I'm hearing.
Why is that luck?
Helmet
that
catch
he had the greatest throw possibly in NFL history to Mario Manning him.
You're gonna say that was? I mean, that's the catch a lot more than it was the throw
to Mario Manning him.
Oh no! That throw was fantastic.
That's what I said.
I said helmet catch.
I mean, the helmet catch, the escapability was freaking sick.
Yeah, I've never seen a slow white man move like that. I will say that.
But I mean, I will agree that was just like an insane play.
Yeah.
But the throw to Mario Manning,
it was a freaking corner route, just perfectly over his shoulder. I'll give him that.
40 yards down the field, dropped into a bucket. Yeah, unreal. Okay, Los Angeles Rams.
Let me see who has been retired for him. Holy crap. Bob Waterfield's not a person. Marshall Faulk, Eric Dickerson, Merlin Olsen, Deacon Jones, Jackie Slater, Isaac Cruz, Jack Youngblood. A lot of really good players. Tori Holt, I think you put up there.
Well, we should be shocked at who blocked his son's penalty kick. So thank you very much.
His brother said I could be a really good safety if I played football. Never played safety in my life. So
if you played football, it's such a backhanded thing because you did play football. Hey, if you ever tried football, you might be a good safety one day.
Well, I mean, I went through his camp. I was literally like it was a high school camp. I was a rising 9th grader and going up against 12th graders. I was terrified. It was the scariest thing because I did like some quarterback drills and I had like this dude who was like huge, a 12th grader, like throwing bullets. I'm like, I can't really catch this. I was 14. Like going up against like an 18-year-old, no thanks.
No thanks.
No thanks.
I'll tell you right now, this has Aaron Donald.
Sure. I mean, yeah, possibly the greatest defensive player of all time.
16 years after Kurt Warner's exit, his jersey is still not retired. Neither is Tori Holt's.
Yeah.
Which Gerald Everett now wears. So.
Oh yeah. So his jersey's not getting retired. I mean, does anyone wear 13 for the Rams?
Who?
Does anybody wear number 13 for the Rams?
I don't think so.
I can't think of anybody.
I mean, it would be like a quarterback, most likely.
Looking right now. The Rams are just, their jerseys are not very, I mean, Corey, not even going to try to pronounce the last name. He's a punter.
Okay.
Wearing Kurt Warner's number.
Yeah. So sorry, Kurt. But I mean,
Tori.
you can't give anyone else number 99. That's just.
I mean, he's going to be the greatest defensive player, possibly the greatest defensive player of all time when he retires. To do what he does from an interior defensive lineman position.
Oh, it's unreal. I mean, he's definitely one of the greatest ever. But all
right, we should probably move along pretty quickly. We only have
15 minutes
there.
And we are on to number. Oh, come on, don't. Okay, 20. All right, we're gonna go quick. You ready?
All
right. Oh wow, I disagree heavily. Miami Dolphins.
I see they only have Greasy, Moreno, and Zonka. I don't know at this point. Who?
Tua. I knew that was gonna make you mad.
Yeah, for what most amount of times benched in a single
Most amount of
season.
being on the bench sports right now.
Okay, shout out.
No, he I mean, it's way too early to say that. Like, how
Oh,
would you know?
that's the actual thing it
That's the
says.
answer.
This
12
entire list
touchdowns,
is
5
wrong.
picks. 12 touchdowns, 5 picks last year. That's not that bad.
No, it's not. But I mean, I don't like him. I
6
really
and 3.
don't.
I know, and I really don't know why, to be honest.
How
All
are you?
right,
It stems from, first of all, Dolphins fans being just dumb.
I
on
would say
Twitter.
you should wait till this season when he's a full-time starter.
Sure. I mean, I hold my opinions of him now, but I mean, I guess I
Shock.
won't fully judge him until. But I mean, how are you going to say after one win that your defense granted you that the NFL? I thought it was going
Yeah,
to be harder.
that's a kind of a weird thing to say.
That's a dumb thing to say, and it only puts
All
a
right.
target on your back.
Minnesota Vikings.
Kirk Cousins.
If Kirk Cousins,
Peterson.
if he ever gets his number retired, I'm breaking every bone in my body.
No, they should honestly do a thing for Kirk Cousins where like a Wayne Gretzky, where no one in the league can wear 99 again. No one in the league can wear 8 again because of Kirk Cousins. AP, that was my guess for here.
AP's a good gets. They have Randy Moss, one of those two guys. I mean, it depends on what they want to do because Moss did. I guess AP also played for another team. I don't know. I don't care. They should retire both of them.
Sure.
I can't imagine another Vikings receiver wearing 84.
No.
I can't imagine another Vikings running back wearing number 28.
No.
New England Patriots. This is a really tough one.
Julian.
Tom Selleck.
Tom Selleck.
No, it's Tom Brady.
James
Let's
White.
not waste any time. Let's not waste any time. It's Gronk. They said maybe the other top candidate, but you know, it's Tom Brady.
It's got to be.
Other than Danny Woodhead, it's Tom Brady. Okay, New Orleans Saints.
Chargers legend. Drew Brees. Easy.
Breezes. Let's see what it says. It doesn't really say much about it, but I mean, he brought them their Super Bowl. He didn't win MVP because he was never really the best at a given time in the league, to be honest. But like, was obviously top 5 minimum.
He has more 5,000-yard seasons than every other quarterback combined.
Yeah, which is crazy because you think of him as only throwing slants.
Yeah.
Okay, New York Giants.
I'm looking at their list right now. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
14.
8, 9, 10, 14.
14.
And the number 14 is actually retired twice.
Ew, that's kind of weird.
Eli Manning most recently, they just retired. I don't even know. They have so many good players on this list. Like
that's your thing. It's like you don't really you've seen the most recent is Eli Manning. So it's going to be after Eli Manning.
They have a guy named Tuffy Lemons on their team on their retired list.
I really don't want you to say that name again.
Yeah, I guess it would be after.
Yeah.
Eli, because my first initial thing goes to like Justin Tuck or someone like that. That was really good in their Super Bowl wins. I don't know.
I will say this list is a lot more predictory than like you might think. There's Saquon. And there's really no way to know.
He's been in the league for 2 years and he was hurt for one of them. I mean,
yeah. All right. Well, let's just leave it at that. New York Jets.
They have 5. Mark Sanchez.
It should be.
I don't know. I mean, who?
It's easy. Come on. Darrell.
Oh, yeah.
Revis Island.
Revis Island, definitely.
All right, Philadelphia Eagles.
Donovan McNabb. Already has been. Brian Westbrook hasn't.
Brian Dawkins has.
Brian Dawkins definitely has. Yeah. Brian Westbrook, I mean, is a guy that comes to mind here. Jason Avant.
That guy, oh wow, he was never fast. I'm pretty sure every Madden game I ever played, he was an 84 speed.
That's so bad.
Jason Peters.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's gonna be Jason Kelsey, and then it's gonna
Fletcher
Cox. Yeah.
Yeah. It's all those big dudes. Pittsburgh Steelers.
Big Ben. They've retired only 2 jerseys.
It says Big Ben is not automatic here.
Wow. I mean, he is.
I can't imagine another dude wearing 7.
No.
But this list does not have Big Ben.
Then this list is wrong. I'm sorry. I don't even like I don't like Big Ben. I don't like
It
the
said
Steelers.
the Steelers have only retired the numbers of Ernie Staunter and Joe Green.
Yeah, Mean Joe.
So like that was like saying he's not automatic because like Terry Bradshaw's not. So like
I guess, yeah. I mean, you have
it says their answer is Ryan Shazier, and they say Shazier is a special case because he was on a way to a Pro Bowl laden career and a lucrative second contract, and then his spinal cord injury changed everything.
Yeah.
So maybe, but I guess it's just because we grew up in the Big Ben era. So like it's hard for us to not imagine his jersey getting retired, but like.
But I mean, also, I'm 21 years old and I've never seen Terry Bradshaw play a football game in my life other than YouTube. But
exactly, and barely.
I can't ever imagine another quarterback wearing 12 for the Steelers. Like, I mean, it's guys that come to mind: Terry Bradshaw, Big Ben, Franco Harris, Troy Polamalu.
Troy should be retired. That's unreal. Could you imagine a Steelers player wearing 43 on the defensive side of the ball? They would get immediate bashing.
Oh yeah. But
like here's
the thing
no way.
I'm almost positive like all the guys that we just mentioned, I'm sure someone's wearing their jersey number right now.
If there's someone wearing 43, they should be kicked off the team immediately.
Number 12, no one is wearing 12.
I mean, yeah, you'd have to be like a QB or a punter.
Yeah. Or a receiver.
Yeah, that's true.
No one wears 32 for Franco.
Maybe it's one of those things where just no one wears the jerseys, but it's not retired for some odd reason.
They have 2 number 44s on their team right now.
But no 43?
No 43.
They were both like, well, I guess we just got to go 44 because we can't wear Troy's.
One of those guys is Derek Watt.
Oh, wow. But yeah, Troy Polamalu, I think would be my first number 1 here.
Yeah.
But Big Ben should be. I don't think Ryan Shazier should be. Like, that sounds kind of mean, but like,
they could, but like, again,
I understand.
Really be, like, it's awful what happened to him because the dude was literally going to be a really good linebacker in the league for. He
wasn't going to be their best linebacker. Like James Harrison would have been better than him.
Oh yeah,
like
I'm just saying he was going to be a good linebacker in the league for a while. But he wasn't. I mean,
49ers.
Another team with so much history and so many retired jerseys. It looks like. Just give it to me at this point.
All right, it could well be Frank Gore's slot.
Sure.
But Willis was better. Patrick Willis.
Yeah, I like Patrick Willis there.
Yeah, I mean, he was unreal, man.
Oh, so good.
He was in our generation too, 2010s when he was a stud. Not that Frank Gore wasn't, but like, this dude was a stud. Okay, Seattle Seahawks.
I mean, Russell's going to be up there. I do like that they have the number 12 retired for the 12th man. That's really cool.
Oh, it's sick. Yeah.
I don't know. Russell comes to mind here. I'm guessing Largent says, yeah. I don't know. Who is it?
So they said the Seahawks might try and like wait for Russell Wilson because they haven't retired one in a while. Because
they retired Kenny Easley's in 2017.
Who?
He was a player from 1981 to 1987.
I mean, they haven't retired a recent one.
Oh, okay,
like they haven't retired a modern player's jersey.
Correct.
They've retired one, obviously, recently, but like not of anyone of note. It may come down to Bobby Wagner or Richard Sherman as the first one, unless, of course, the Seahawks wait for Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
Because Russell Wilson's going to play longer than both those guys.
I think so. I think Bobby deserves it more than Richard Sherman does.
I think Bobby's not much of an icon. Like his number, I don't know if I would have immediately known his number off rip.
I mean, yeah.
You know it?
54.
Yeah.
He's just such a cornerstone for that defense, and he's been with the Seahawks for how many years? Like,
yeah.
I mean,
He might be the second best Seahawk ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, Russell Wilson is a surefire one.
Sure.
Tampa Bay Bucks.
Um,
Only 3 Bucks are Leroy Selman, Warren Sapp, and Derek Brooks.
yeah. Never heard of Leroy Selman, I'll tell you that much. Derek Brooks and Warren Sapp are freaking ridiculous.
Oh, unreal. One of the best defenses of all time. Oh,
for sure. That's tough. I don't know. Who?
John Lynch. So
Yeah.
why not?
Yeah. I mean,
Tennessee Titans. This guy's not a real person in the NFL. Robert Brazile.
Spell it.
Brazile.
Euler. That's why.
Oh, well, yeah. It's for the Titans. So
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I mean, he's in the Hall of Fame.
yeah, I don't know. For the Titans, I might even say like Steve McNair out of respect, kind of,
Yeah.
like that would be kind of a cool nod. But like,
yeah.
I don't know if there's many that I would put because Bruce Matthews, I think, is already in there. Mike Munchak. My dad went to school with Mike Munchak.
Really?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Oh,
Steve McNair's jersey is retired.
Oh, it is?
Yeah. They did it 2019.
Oh, it's like they lift a bunch of people, and I didn't read the in between. And then they had a separate list of 2 people that I assumed were 2 people who hadn't. It was Eddie Jordan, Steve McNair, but I guess both of them have. Then.
They did it in the same year, 2019.
Okay.
But
yeah, I guess that's Robert. Sure. Never heard of you. All right. Last team, the Washington football team.
Again, has Warren Moon's jersey retired? Yeah. Okay. I just want to make sure.
Yeah.
Sling and Sammy and Bobby Mitchell as their only retired ones, and Bobby Mitchell just got retired last season. Wow.
I mean, honestly, I think if I were picking, it'd be Sean Taylor.
Yeah. I mean,
just because he obviously didn't play for long enough, but like he was one of the best safeties in the league in the short time that he did play. And it was so tragic how he was taken.
Yeah.
That, like, I don't know, almost a respect thing, but also, I mean,
how old was he? Was what, 26 when he died?
Yeah, and he
24. He was 24 when he died,
dude. And he was already known as one of the best safeties in the league.
Oh yeah. I mean,
sad.
I think he deserves it. Kirk Cousins also.
Yeah.
But, Sean Taylor, definitely.
Maybe Clinton Portis.
Sure.
But not really. Santana Moss. I'm just thinking of like guys that I remember playing in like the mid 2000s. But
one guy,
Sean Taylor. What?
Yeah. One guy.
Antoine Randall L.
Love thinking, huh?
Antoine Randall L.
Antoine Randall L. Is like going back to like play like Madden like 09 or whatever. And I always remember Chris Cooley's picture because for some reason his head's so close to the screen and his hair's like this.
It is.
It's like, oh, you're scrolling through guys and it's like a jump scare. It comes right at you. I'm like, oh, hey, hi, Chris Cooley.
Oh my gosh.
Number
Chris
47
Cooley.
Or whatever. 44.
What a bucket. Okay, yeah, Sean Taylor. What a list. And that took up literally perfectly 58 minutes.
Almost not perfectly because he kind of had to rush through those last ones.
Yeah, but we got through. I wouldn't want to spend any more time on those last ones.
Yeah.
I stand by the Sean
quick
Taylor
before
though.
we sign off.
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts, Gardner Minshew, now is the Eagles quarterback room there with.
Yep. In case you missed us.
In case you missed us at Chase Teague. But just talk about that for 30 seconds. I mean, Jalen is still the starter.
Jalen is a starter, and Jalen has more upside, but it creates real competition, which I think can only help. It'll make or break someone who, if competition makes you play badly, you don't deserve to be a starter.
Correct. At
so like,
Tua, but you know,
well, we don't know yet. It's the competition. He was the backup, like when they started, so that's kind of a different situation. If someone coming in causes you to play worse, like some bull. So, I hope Jalen Hurts pops off this year. He's
for sure.
One of my fantasy teams. Gardner, I think, is a very capable backup. So
there you go.
We'll find out.
Thank you guys as the clock strikes 11 for tuning in here. We got I believe 10 listeners here as we sign off. Had as much as 13 at one time. So thank you guys. What'd you say?
14 at one time.
14. There you go. Thank you guys for tuning in. Check us out on YouTube.
There's the blow kiss for the YouTube viewers. So.
Had to. YouTube audience, it's your first time seeing Tadhg in his gorgeous robe.
My robe. This is a classic. You guys are going to see this.
You will see that in at least half of the episodes that we do from here on out. Monday and Wednesday, tune in at 8 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then Saturday is the episode that I've been looking forward to ever since we started season 2. It's our season prediction extravaganza.
2 hours.
We will have a 2-hour slot for it. We don't know if it's going to take 2 hours or not, but we have the 2 hours there for us. So yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. And with that, this has been What the Football?
What the Football?
What the Football?
And there it is.